Hello all. In today's lesson, we are going to learn about the right place to use capital letter or letters and incorrect areas where capital letters are being used. So let us look at this sample response written by one of the students, and showing this as an example, I'll try to point out how in general students make mistakes in relation with capital letters, and from there we will try to learn a lesson. So if you can observe, let me read this answer for you. Rapid increasing of, we will not really count the grammatical errors. For example, in this case, this is a grammatical mistake, but right now in this lesson we are only focusing on capital letters. So let us see where the candidate has written capital letters and where he shouldn't have written capital letters. So he has written rapid increasing of science and technology. So he has written S in capital and technology T in capital. In present life's results, even this P is considered as capital letter, and I will tell you why it is considered as capital letter in few minutes. In present lives results, it to be the most important school subject. In my opinion, this S is also capital. Though for us we know that it is small letter, the fact is it is in general considered as capital letter, and I'll explain why. Where some people quote that history. So here this person has written history in capital again. History should be important. I strongly believe that science and technology should be included as the most important school subject rather than history, because he has started, okay, this is a beginning of a sentence, so I'll just let it be, because students in the school are our future, and it is very important that they start exploring about the new technologies in the school age. As some people say, history will make up things and give knowledge about our culture and status, but the people are so on. So anyways, we have got enough points here to discuss. Now the point is, in general, are all these words really capital that I have underlined? Well, I do know that this candidate, whoever has written this response, did not mean to write S and T in capital and this A so big that it looks actually like a capital letter. However, we know that capital A is written like this. But if you can see here, capital A is written so small that it is hard to imagine the difference between a capital letter and a small letter. Now, let us move ahead to understanding what is considered a capital letter and what is not considered a capital letter. So if you can see, I have typed all the letters from A to Z, and you can observe here that all these letters, are written on the same line. So the size of each of these letters are almost the same, except for these letters, which are written a bit differently. All the others are written in the same size, but these ones differ because either they extend upward or they extend downward. And these words also should be written like this. Now, if you can observe the previous example that I was talking about, if you remember the other person writing P, whenever he was writing P, it was not on the line like this. If you write starting on the line, then this becomes capital P. Whereas if you write like this becomes small p. Now this difference is very important for you to understand. And if you don't understand this difference, the problem will come up. So check this one. So here he has written this P as if it is capital. I know that when he wrote, he did not want to write P as capital, but this is how he writes in general. This is his handwriting. And this is actually a problem because generally this is considered as capital letter. Same case even with S. So you have to be very careful when you are writing letters like these. You need to know what is capital and what is small, and accordingly you need to write. However, in this case history is generally supposed to be written in small letters, but he wrote it in capital letter. So we will discuss what we can write in capital letter and what we cannot write in capital letters now. When do we write capital letters? Just think for a minute. When do we write capital letters? There are two types of noun: common noun and proper noun. But even before I explain you the difference between common noun and proper noun and when to write capital letters, let me ask you a question. The question is, when do you write capital letters? We write capital letters whenever we are starting a new sentence. Whenever we are starting a new sentence. Or whenever we are starting a new paragraph. Apart from starting a new sentence or new paragraph, when else do we write a capital letter? Just give it a thought. Now, the fact is, we write capitals only when we write nouns, but in that we have two different types of noun, common and proper. Proper nouns are something that we always write using capital letter. I'm going to dictate a few words to you, and you will have to decide whether those words fall under common noun or proper noun. Some of those can come under common noun and some of those can come under proper noun. And one thing that you have to remember is proper noun is always supposed to start with capital letter. Whether it has come in the beginning of the sentence, middle of the sentence or ending of the sentence, no matter where its position is in the sentence, it is always supposed to be written starting with capital letter. So keeping this in mind, you will decide the words that I give either to fall under common or proper. Common nouns are written in small letters, proper nouns start with capital letter. So based on this analysis, the words that I am going to dictate, you will observe them carefully and then you will place them either under common or under proper. So let me begin giving you the words. First word is city, C-I-T-Y. Next, pen, P-E-N. Next, phone, P-H-O-N-E. Next, Hyderabad. It is the name of a city. Next, zebra, Z-E-B-R-A, zebra. Now, if I am imagining correctly, some of you would have written the word city in common, and also you would have written Hyderabad under common. I'm just imagining some people would have written like this, and especially the word zebra, most of you should have written under proper. Now, if you have written like this, then I should say that you have written something that is incorrect. The word city is common noun and it is always supposed to be written in small letter unless or until it is the word that you are starting a sentence with, or it is the word that you are starting a paragraph with. It is supposed to be written in small letters. And the word Hyderabad is supposed to be capital, because no matter where this comes, the word Hyderabad, no matter where you write it in a sentence, whether in the beginning of the sentence, middle of the sentence, or end of the sentence, it is always supposed to be written starting with capital letter. Now, I would like to introduce the meanings of common and proper nouns. Now, as the word common suggests, common is something that is common for a lot of people, or for a lot of places, or for a lot of things. Now, let me explain it to you in a way that is more easy to understand. What is a noun? A noun is nothing but a name given to either a place, person, or thing. So a noun is nothing but a name given to a place, person, or thing. So here the difference is the word city is a common noun. For example, I can call Hyderabad a city. Similarly, Mumbai is also a city. Calcutta is also a city. And Bangalore is also a city. Chennai is a city. So now the word city is common. There are many cities. Actually, the word city can even be made plural. Cities. So whatever you can actually make plural, that is common noun. However, when it comes to proper noun, this is not the case. There are two Hyderabad. There are two places called Hyderabad in this world. One is Hyderabad that we have in India, and there is another Hyderabad in Pakistan. But still, you cannot just add an S to it and make it plural. You cannot say Hyderabad's. This would be incorrect to say. So the word Hyderabad can never be made plural. It is always singular. Because of this uniqueness that it has, it is always written starting with capital letter, irrespective of its position in a sentence. Now, most of you should have written zebra under proper noun and should have written Z in capital letter. The problem is, would you write a cat? Would you write cat or dog under proper noun? Well, I don't think so, because you have always seen that cat and dog are written in small letters. But what happens with zebra? Why do people write zebra starting with Z in capital letter? Well, unfortunately, Z is a very stylish word like S. If you remember the student's paper that we have discussed, even that particular student, no matter how many times he has started a word with S, whatever the word is, that S was written in capital letters. Because there are some letters in English like Z, S, and P, which are a little stylish, and people have their own style of writing it. They want to make it more stylish, and that is unwillingly. Probably they don't even want to do it, but they do it. So zebra is also just another animal like cat or dog, and even that is supposed to be written in small letters. And just because we have all got habituated to writing big Z, we all get an understanding that probably zebra starts with a capital Z. And that is why most of you should have written zebra under proper noun. The reason why I am being very confident about people writing zebra under proper noun is because I have seen some hundreds of students doing the same mistake. So in case if you have not done so, then I am very glad you have a very good grip on this topic. But otherwise, you should learn this. No matter what animal it is always written starting with small letters. However, if you have given a name to your pet, for example, you have a cat, and if you name your cat as Chocolate, if you have named your cat as Chocolate, then this first letter C will now be written in capital. Why? Because it is a name specifically given to one cat. So this becomes very specific. Now, in general, if I am talking about normal chocolates, if I'm talking about normal chocolates, then I should write C in small letter. But in this case, just because it is the name given to one particular animal, it has become capital. Next, in general, the word chocolate is supposed to be written in small. However, if you're mentioning anything specific like the name given to a chocolate, for instance, dairy milk, in this case, it will be written in capital letters. Now, we will see some more examples. Sorry about this bad handwriting. I'm using an app and this is pretty much new to me, so I'm still unable to write properly. I'm trying my best to write as if I'm writing on a board. So yeah, we have yes, we have common and proper here again. Now, the word girl is written in small letters always. The reason behind is there are some thousands, or not thousands actually, there are some crores of girls in this world. Okay, there are a lot of girls in the place where I am. So let us say I am a teacher. Let us say I have asked one of my students to go into the classroom and call a girl. Then in this case, there is no clarity. So the student I have sent will go into the classroom and announce that teacher has asked one girl to accompany him. And in this case, many girls might try to accompany him. The reason behind is I have not specified anything. So wherever you have something that is not specific, that is what we call common. But let us say I mention clearly, please call Anne. Please call Anne. So in this case, when the student enters the classroom and calls for Anne, only Anne will accompany the student to me. So this specific word becomes proper, and this is how you can differentiate between common and proper. Apart from this, there is another clue, and the other clue is plural. You can make a common noun into plural, but you cannot make a proper noun into plural. This will be incorrect. Now, there is another important point that you will have to know about common and proper nouns, or I would say capital and small letters. For example, the word hotel. or words like building. In general, the words like hotel and building are common nouns because you can make them plural. You can make hotel into hotels, building into buildings. But whenever a common noun associates with a proper noun, even we write that common noun as capital. For example, I have named my hotel as, let us say I have a hotel and I have named it as Kamath Hotel. Kamath Hotel is the name of the hotel. So in this case, even hotel should start with H capital. But most of the students, instead of writing H capital, they write Kamath starting with K capital, but then hotel they will write in small letters. This is incorrect. Similarly, let us say in general building is a common noun, but let us say there is a building which is named as Gateway Building. So in this case, this B should be capital. The reason behind is it is a name given to a place. So in general, even if it is a common noun, just because it is part of the name here, it has to be written starting with capital letter. And no matter how many words you write in a name, all of those words should start with capital letter. For example, let us say there is the name of a building called Rajat Ram Building. So here we have 3 words, but all the 3 words should start with a capital letter. Apart from the above mentioned, all the weekdays like Sunday till Monday, all of them should be written starting with capital letters. And I have seen people writing like this. So in case if they start a sentence with Sunday, they write as capital. But let us say they are writing a sentence where the position of Sunday is somewhere in between or somewhere at the end of the sentence, like my favorite day of the week is Sunday. This is how they write. So when they write Sunday at the end or somewhere in the middle of the sentence, they write it in small letters, and this is incorrect. As I have mentioned, proper noun, no matter where it is written, in the starting of the sentence, middle of the sentence or end of the sentence, whenever you write a proper noun, it should always start with a capital letter. Next, all the month names like starting from January to December, all should always be written in capital letter, starting with capital letter. Apart from these, all the festival names. Well, we have a lot of festivals, so the word festival itself is common. However, any name of the festival, for example, Christmas or any other festival. So whatever the festival name is, it should always start with capital letter. That's all for this video, and I hope you have learned when and when not to write capital letters. See you in the next video. Thank you.